is 1.94 trillion. Then moving down to the aggregate performance, when we look at the indices, that is the Nairobi Stock Exchange All Share Index, which was the benchmark index, it climbed by 0.47 points at about 0.38% points to close at 124.94 points, representing a 1-week gain of about 6.6% and a 4-week loss of about 3.45%, and an overall year-to-date loss of about 24.94%. Other remarkable indices that were performing were also the NSE 20 and the NSE 25, as well as the FTSE NSE Kenya 15 and the FTSE NSE Kenya 25 indices. That was the market there in Nairobi, definitely open right now for trading. If you would want to trade on the Nairobi Stock Exchange, you can still access the market through your stock broker, who is the person that will help you be able to kind of tap into that market as well. Moving on to the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, let's have a look at what played out on Friday by the close of that market. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange, the principal stock exchange for South Africa, located in the affluent municipality of Sandton, that is in Johannesburg, founded in 1887, is the oldest and the most active market of the Uganda of Africa, and definitely it has quite some activity, kind of almost every day. But looking at the indices performances here, in 2002, definitely in June 2002, the JSE implemented the FTSE and JSE Africa Index Series, which is a joint venture between FTSE Group and the JSE to replace the erstwhile JSE Actuaries indices. The series brought with it a change in the methodology of calculating indices, which complies with the IOSCO recommendations as laid out in the principles of financial benchmarks. And of course, the headline index or the indices of the series are the top 40, that is J200, the mid cap 200, that is the J201, the small cap, the J202, and the all share, which is the J203. And now we are looking at the J203, which is the all share index for the South African market at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And as of the close of the market, there was appreciation in points for this index. And let's have a look at how they was on the graph. Now, regarding the performance of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange Market Index, their benchmark index, the J203, dropped slightly by about 561.58 points, which is about 85% loss, 0.85% loss in value, to close at about 65,661.73 points. A 1-week loss of about 1.07%. The market closed with about, let's look at the top gainers and the losers. The market closed by the end of Friday, an aggregate of about 329 listed equities participated in trading, ending the day with 124 gainers and 186 losers. And Kibo Energy led the gainers with 25% share price appreciation, closing at 0.05 rands per share. He was followed by E-Media Holdings and CA Sales Holdings, as well as PSG Consult. On the losing side, we had Affine Investments, came out last with an end of depreciation of about 30.43%, to end about 4.00 rands per share. Then he was followed by Rebosis Property Fund at 29.41% depreciation, and Southern Palladium, which is of course a listed company from Australia, now losing by about 25.08%. At the end of the weekday of trading in Johannesburg Stock Exchange, a total of about 229,509,621 shares in about 335,092 deals was actually traded, corresponding to a market value of about 24 billion rand. 24 billion rand, which were traded. Compared with the previous day, the data shows about 34% decline in volume and 17% decline in turnover and about 12% decline in deals. The market capitalization of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is about 19.5 trillion rand. And that was, of course, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. You can check out more on their website at johannesburgstockexchange.com, where they will be posting their latest information as regards the market there. But you can also, visit the website of African Stock Exchange, where you have to monitor all African markets, where you can monitor the performance of the markets in real time and get to know exactly how the markets will be performing, are performing at exactly that moment you're searching. But here we just look at the trading summaries and give you hints here and there on where the opportunities are on the market. So Johannesburg is there, and definitely we are moving now across very fast to Nigeria Stock Exchange. The Nigerian Stock Exchange, officially known as the Nigerian Exchange Group, is a leading integrated market infrastructure in Africa, serving the continent's largest economy, that is Nigeria. And the exchange provides capital access to companies seeking to take advantage of the financial markets to fund their business expansion. Likewise, the Nigerian Stock Exchange provides its pool of domestic, regional, and international investors with an array of regulated securities to achieve their investment objectives. In March 2021, the erstwhile Nigerian Stock Exchange was demutualized, and from a member-owned to a non-profit entity into a shareholder-owned and profit-making entity. Of course, now called the Nigerian Exchange Group. The NGX publishes the benchmark value-weighted all-share index, formulated in January 1984 with the best value of 100 points. And the all-share index tracks the general market movements of all the listed equities on the exchange, including those listed on the growth board regardless of the capitalization. Additional indices are the NGX, or the Nigerian Exchange Group 30, and the NGX 50, which respectively track the top 30 and top 20 companies in terms of market capitalization and liquidity. Both indices in which only fully paid uncommon shares are admitted and are weighted by adjusted market capitalization. That is the number of a company's listed shares multiplied by the closing price and multiplied by a caping factor. Now, on Friday, the Nigerian Stock Exchange All-Share Index went up by about 12 points, meaning the market is quite attractive. And the day ended with, let's see how many losers and gainers. Let's have a look at the summary here. The day ended with about 99 participants in the market, in the equities, and 21 gainers and 17 losers. Multiverse, mining, and exploration led the gainers at 950% share price appreciation, closing at 2.1 Nigerian naira, and followed by the Initiates, which is another company that gained by about 10%. Catix gained by about 9.78%, and Linkage Assurance gained by about 9.62%. On the losing, Mark Nichols came out last with an end of day price depreciation of about 55.17% and 0.91 Nigerian naira per share, followed by Courtville Business Solutions at 7.84% depreciation, and Nigerian Aviation Handling Company lost by about 5.88%, and Cadbury Nigeria lost by about 5.51%. Those were some of the losers and gainers on the Nigerian market. But as I told you, the market has gone up. The index, the all-share index, that is the benchmark index, has gone up by 12.08 points. Now, this is an opportunity for you to invest in such a market. Though, of course, it has the downsides as well. Definitely in Nigeria, there are certain restrictions on foreign investors not to liquidate anyhow. That's how they have kept their market going up, because you don't see what we are seeing in other exchanges in Africa, like the Nairobi exchange, where investors are liquidating and moving out at a very fast rate, especially last week when there are quite so many uncertainties surrounding the market. Now, at the end of the day's trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, there was a total of 127 million shares in 3,718 deals, corresponding to a market value of 17.7 billion Nigerian naira, actually 1.7 billion naira, and this was the worth of those shares that were traded on the market. And the deals were about 3,718. The market value by Thursday had about 43% decline in volume and 56% decline in turnover, while 12% decline in the deals. And the current market capitalization of the Nigerian Stock Exchange is about 27.9 trillion Nigerian nairas. That is information, of course, from the markets there. We're going into a short break. When we return, we give you our top stories. Of course, you don't want to miss out on the new MTN CEO, Miss Mungira. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.